I was going to order one today, and then I watched a video where a guy got 22 hours off of a 500 watt power supply, and yours was 240 watts, right?
Amp hours.
Watt hours.
It's not amp hours?
Watt hours for the power supply. Yours is a 240. This picture you sent me was a 240 something.
I know, but amp hours makes more sense than
Yeah.
watt hours.
I don't.
Like amp batteries on
Yeah.
amp hours on a...
Yeah, it's AMPH. Or some shit like that. Who cares?
One more to do.
You zoom out far enough, dude, nothing matters.
So anyways, I want to do, I don't need to get 22 hours out of it.
It looks like it's 200 watts, 40,800 milliamp hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
Whatever. Look, fuckers. Here's my point. I want to try the one that Matt has to see if it works, and if it gets me a handful of hours,
Just
then
works overnight.
You might want to update
Yeah.
our
That's the one he has right there. Right, Matt? Cool. Good talk.
That's funny. Here we go again with the fucking thumbs down bullshit. That really hurts our numbers, guys.
think these guys can hear.
Yeah, they can't hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying they don't care, though.
Oh, yeah, no. It's the same, like 10 people anyways every week. Thanks, guys.
Hot mic.
Matt's like, fuck this show.
Yeah. Apparently, Matt waited till we started to go to the bathroom. Hey, we're streaming? Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
That's funny.
Really
What is
confusing everybody on Instagram there, Jose.
what's going on? Real Riggs and Tim and Mark and Rob and Shy
What happened, Casey?
and Dave.
Said you're confusing people on Instagram.
How? I was just saying I'm
With
back.
your-
I'm back in the office.
I don't
With
think there was
your new-
much that was confusing there.
It's like back to reality, man.
Back to life. Back to reality.
Back to puberty?
Yes. I'd like to go back to puberty. Maybe I could do it right this time.
There's a right way to do it.
Apparently, whatever I did it the first time was wrong. So I'm assuming there's got to be a right way.
Nice.
All right. 3, 2, 1. No, I don't like that one. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are back.
That
We're
one
back.
sounds more like static.
I know
than
that was it was supposed to
applause.
be applause. I don't know.
It was all static.
It was all static. So we are back from our shenanigans in Las Vegas. As you guys can tell, we did not lose Casey or Matt. They're both here and on the mic. And I'm pretty impressed with that.
I tried to get lost. Did I?
Yes, you got us lost.
Oh yeah. That night.
Yes, you definitely got us lost.
Yeah, you make one.
You mean Jose's shortcut?
No. There was more than one shortcut on this trip, and none of them were my U-turns. So we made it out to Sema Monday night. We did a lot of live streaming and stuff. Casey did an excellent job on the social media. Matt and Jose participated in that. We talked about it. If you listened to last week's episode, it was the interviews we did on day one at SEMA. We're going to all of the remainder of the interviews that we did from day 3 at SEMA will be tacked onto the end of this conversation. We didn't have any interviews on Wednesday, which would be day 2 of SEMA. Just because we didn't have anything scheduled, and then we went and we ended up meeting up with a couple people and having some really, really good conversations off the mic, specifically with a couple manufacturers and people that we've been trying to connect with for a while. So it was a really good, just from that perspective, it was a really good opportunity to hob and knob, as Matt says.
Knob some hobs.
Yeah, Matt was in full hobnob mode.
It is Vegas. So.
It is Vegas, and you do what you got to do in Vegas. I will say, while we're talking about getting lost in detours, that Tuesday night when we did the recording, we're like, all right, we got to cut out of here to get to the event that we wanted to go to, despite the fact that there was an itinerary, and on that itinerary was an actual address. And I was busy doing work stuff, so I wasn't really looking at what was going on.
I forgot about that.
And we're getting ready to go, and Matt's like, "No." I said, "Do we know where we're going?" Matt's like, "Yeah, I got this." And by the
I said, yeah, Harley Davidson, yeah, this way.
and then by the time I look up from my phone, we are 4.5 miles
And
in
guess
the
what?
wrong direction.
No, we were right at the link.
Yeah.
It was a Harley Davidson.
Yeah, it was a Harley
Exactly.
Davidson
At
T-shirt
Party
store.
Central.
It was Matt went, Siri, take me to Harley Davidson, not to the Las Vegas Harley Davidson
right
dealership.
off the monorail.
Yes.
It was nice.
It was a fucking
Got there in no time.
disaster. It was.
How was it a disaster?
Because I
had a great time.
I really wanted to go to that event, and I already.
No, you didn't.
I'd already had.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Because when it was brought up, you're like, I mean, we could just hang out in the room if you guys want. Oh, okay. So you don't give a shit about where we go. Here's this Harley Davidson place, and we went there. And you know what? It wasn't that event. It probably sucked. That event probably sucked anyhow.
No, I bet
we had a good time.
That event was awesome. And
We should have taken some pictures in front of that place and be like, hey,
Where's
we're here. Where's
everybody?
everyone?
Here.
Where'd
The
everybody
event is
go?
Dead.
Oh man! So that was, and I think I was just more. I was supposed to be disconnected from work and on vacation, and I ended up spending a good chunk of the day on the phone. So I think I was just already frustrated and pissed off about that piece of it. So that is what it is. So that was Tuesday night. Wednesday, and we walked. I think my watch said it was like 9.6 miles or something. We walked like 10 miles on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And Wednesday we woke up. We went back to the show. We kind of checked out the outside stuff. Ended up meeting up with some people to have some really good conversation. And then we were like, you know what? We've seen everything we need to see. We went back to the hotel. And I kid you not, all 4 of us took a nap. Like it's day 2 of SEMA in Vegas. It's 1:00 in the afternoon, and all 4 of us were fucking asleep. I mean, that's how old and lame we were.
It was all that searching for wheeling wine and whiskey.
Yes,
Yeah,
we spent a good day, and we still didn't get the chance to connect with them. But
Next year.
Next year,
Yeah,
next year
next
for
year.
sure, we will hang out with those guys. But yeah, so Wednesday we took a nap. Wednesday night was Wednesday Top Golf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Wednesday night was Top Golf. That was a blast, dude. Good call on Matt's part. Like we had looked at getting a like doing a reservation, but nothing was available. And Matt was like, let's just go check it out to see if we can walk up, and we did. And
It's like a 45-minute wait.
yeah, it was a 45-minute
But
wait.
we ate dinner,
we ate
ordered
dinner.
some snacks and
Yeah.
some beers, and by the time we were bringing some of it over to our little booth.
Yeah, leftover wings and some nachos and stuff to the
That was some good food.
The food was good. I thought that place was super cool, and we only saw 2 levels of it. We were on the main level and the lower level. There's like 4 more levels up there. And they're bringing a Top Golf to our neighborhood, and the guys we were all talking about making that like a once a month Friday night activity is a meetup at Top Golf to smack some balls
And play some golf.
and play some golf
And play
eat
some
burgers.
golf.
So that was Wednesday night. Thursday we were back at the show early. We did several interviews. I'll have to look to see what those were. I have those. Well, you'll hear them at the end of this conversation. We're going to queue it up and then play the rest of those at the end of this conversation. And then Casey took off Thursday night. He had to work on Friday, so he took off Thursday night. How was the drive home, dude?
Well, I didn't have to work. I just was trying to be a good employee and be there for at least 2 days during the week.
Why would you start now?
I don't know. Maybe I felt guilty. Dude, it was fine. Like 3 hours on the dot. 0 traffic. But I was done when I got home. I'm glad I left when I did. I think if I'd have ate,
If you would have ate, you would have been like,
and
fuck it, I'm staying.
hung
Yeah.
out for another couple hours,
Yeah,
I'd have
no.
been like, yeah. I mean, I probably still would have made it, but I think I'd have been, halfway through, I'd have been struggling to stay awake.
Yeah. So while Casey took off, we went to Lazy Dog, and then went and saw Marvel's Eternals Thursday night. Seriously, like I posted that online. Like, tell me you're old and lame without saying you're old and lame. It's literally our last night in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we drove to Green Valley Casino
15
in
minutes.
the outskirts of Vegas to go to a mall, to go to a Marvel movie, and we're one of like 5 people in the theater.
But like that's the way I like to go to the movies, when there's nobody in there and you could just fat out. You can just spread out and put your popcorn on the chair next to you, and you don't have to worry about waiting in line or anything. That was fine.
Yeah.
And it was almost like you're getting old and lame when even the prospect of hitting the tables or gambling, I had 0 interest.
No.
0. So
I'm really surprised at how little time we spent in the casinos, and how
We didn't.
just walking
through. That's what I'm
Walking
saying.
through.
How little money.
Well, we found that shortcut. We didn't have to. We just come out of our room and went out the back door.
Yeah.
Nobody even knew we were there.
Yeah.
And then, like how frugal the trip was. We paid for the room and paid for food, but I mean, there was not a significant amount of money spent. I mean, Top Golf probably was the most expensive thing we did that night. But it was, I really expected to spend more. But so
I still spent like what I was anticipating. So
Kudos to you.
yeah, good job.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I still spent the allotted amount that Monty gave me,
Your allowance.
my allowance, and I didn't gamble. So it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but was your trip any less of a trip because you didn't gamble?
No, it's just okay. There was nothing really cheap. We tried to get the free breakfast at the media
Oh,
center.
man, that pissed me off.
And so day one we were there at like
Early.
7:30 or something.
We were the first people there.
We were.
Probably. So
It was like us
there
and
was
security.
there was bagels and stuff, and I was like, well, I just grabbed like a breakfast sandwich on the way here. I don't really give a shit about this bagel.
But tomorrow.
And then
tomorrow
tomorrow we'll plan on it. So I think we showed up at like 8:30 or 9 the next day. Nothing. There was that place either was cleared out or they didn't serve anything.
No, they
and
told me. They said it went really quick.
Jesus, man. And then the
Same
day
thing. Thursday.
was it Yeah, Thursday. It was like, well, let's get in there. Let's try and get it. What time we get there Thursday? 8?
Yeah.
Gone. So, yeah, in hindsight, it's like, man, we could have just stayed in bed or slept a little longer. We were trying to get some free bagels,
And donuts.
and Danishes. But
We were
whatever.
going to carbo load.
I'll tell you, like, I've never walked that much. I guess it's been a while since I've been in the field. But I wear like work boots. I still wear work boots to the office, even though I'm in khakis and a polo.
Really?
Because they're comfortable. Like, you know, I don't wear cheap boots. They're Red Wings. I can walk around in these. I mean, I don't know to the extent that we did.
You'd be hurting.
Sema.
You'd be hurting.
It wouldn't have been the same. Yeah. It wouldn't have been the same. Because, the top of my feet hurt. How did that happen? Why is the top of my feet and my shins hurt?
Well, the shins, I understand the shins, but.
Well, I'm just saying, after losing 27 pounds, I feel a lot better. Had you guys just stuck with it and lost your weight, you probably would have felt better. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Suck a bag of dicks. How about that? You got to drop the exact amount of weight that you lost. What a dick. That wasn't even subtle.
It wasn't meant to be.
Drop that like an anvil.
It wasn't meant to be. Actually, I overstated. I think it was 23 pounds, not 27. But
who's counting, right?
Yeah, who's counting? Still, I have the tracker on my watch, and it's like you had made the comment, Matt, where your watch is like, excuse me, did somebody else is somebody else wearing your watch today?
No, it was like it kept giving me like, holy shit, you're breaking all kinds of records today.
We didn't think you could walk this far.
Matt, is this you? Are you sure that your watch wasn't stolen? Re-enter the password again. Like, every day it was like, my God, are you training for the marathon? You know, that's what it felt like.
The overall, I mean, we talked about it a little bit on Tuesday, and I don't want to belabor it, but just quickly, the first day, so it was your first time there, Matt, Jose, and Casey had each been there once before, but the first day is overwhelming because you're like, holy crap, look at all this stuff, Then we had Wednesday, which was a mellow day. Thursday, I think we were, similar pace on Thursday. A couple interviews less than we did on Tuesday. But what's the final takeaway from that, Matt, from that experience?
I honestly, so I said this when we did our little after our post first day. I think, like, there's so much shit. It's overwhelming. You don't even. It's like, oh, there's another Corvette. There's a Bugatti. I mean, that's like, it's the first time I've ever seen a Bugatti, Oh, there's, somebody's race truck. I don't know. It's just, you walk by so much points of it, so many things that are interesting that you kind of get numb to it. Cause we still had an itinerary, well, we got to hit these interviews and I don't know. And you're walking around. It was exhausting. But I also want to comment that when you picked me up at my house on Monday and we swung by and got Jose, and there was already some chippy words and shit. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember going, we're going to fucking kill each other this week. There's no way. We're going to be at each other's throats. And we weren't. I think we had a great week. Like, there was no other than the bullshit Harley Davidson thing, I guess.
Well, and
that was fun, though.
Even that was
that added to the trip, though.
Yeah, even that was like the frustration was more around. I was so engrossed in what was going on at work. I wasn't, by the time I realized we were lost, like, I was just angry. I was angry that I'm on vacation. I shouldn't be dealing with this. You know what I mean? It was more my frustration with that than anything else. And then on the way, let's go that same night. So that same night, since we're like, okay, well, we're not going to get here, Jose's trying to find this cool Irish pub he heard about. And I'm like, all right, dude, where's this cool Irish pub? And we're walking around, and we end up at O'Shea's at the Link. I'm like, that's not a cool Irish pub. It's a bartender wearing a kilt. Yeah, it's a bartender wearing a kilt on the way into the hotel, Jose.
Man, it's a trick to get you into the casino.
Yes,
is all it is.
It's not a cool Irish pub. And then we finished drinking at the cool Irish pub, and Jose has a shortcut to get us back to the monorail. We ended up walking like 15 miles around the entire Link Hotel.
It wasn't 15. We just walked around the MGM.
The entire MGM hotel, as opposed to coming out the door on the other side of the hotel. It was a giant disaster.
Hey, I was drunk at that point.
But by that point, I was over it. Like we were just.
It was a coffee drink.
It was
coffee
it was a
drink,
yucky coffee drink, and but yeah, you're right. I was impressed with how all four of us were, like I'd said before, we're all engaged and working together and interviewing or filming or carrying backpacks or whatever. And I really hope that what comes out of the interviews you heard last week and you hear this week is the effort, the time, effort, and money we put into the remote recording rig really upped the quality of the sound on the recordings. I went back and listened to the while I was cleaning the garage all week, and I listened to this week's episode, and I really liked the way we engaged with each of the people that we interviewed. It was a really, really good conversation each time.
So that being said, with our things seeming polished, as far as our team is concerned, and when we came rolling deep up to whoever.
Oh man, we were some head turners.
Yeah,
dude.
we had the jerseys rolling. We had the Ecto pack. Usually Jose was wearing it. But we looked like we knew what we were doing. And I think we made a really good impression with some of the people that we got to speak to. And that's the other thing that you realize once you're there is, wow, we can just walk up and talk to these, hob and knob with these people of importance. So whether it was Carl, right, with Nissan, Nismo, or
Bob Optima.
That was the best.
You mean my new boss?
No, Bob Optima. He was when we walked over to the
Carl.
Cam.
Yeah, Cody called him
I
Carl.
called him Carl because we had just finished the Carl thing, and
Yeah, but it was like who we're gonna go interview now? Optima batteries, like okay, and so we walked up to their little booth inside one of the things. And they're like, no, I think you're supposed to talk to Cam or somebody over on the outside. That's where everything's happening.
So we fucking walk.
Okay, so we walk out there, and not only they're like hosting they have like a whole parking lot to themselves. So I was like, oh shit, okay, we're not just interviewing like a guy manning the booth. Like this is probably going to be legit. And so I don't remember Cam's last name, but I after the interview, so when we sat down. It was like they had their own conference trailer.
Yeah.
And it was like comfortable seats. It was like
Recaro seats, a giant glass table that was being held up by Optima batteries, TV in the room, refrigerator in the room. It was like, oh shit, like this is
what do we?
How did we end up here?
I hope I only have so many questions about batteries. I hope Cody came prepared. Which of course you did. So that was great. But then after we were done, I was like, oh man, that was a bit more of a bigger deal than I thought. And then me and you guys were in the bathroom. I'm like, dude, I think we just interviewed Bob Optima, like Mr. Optima himself.
That's right.
I think there's a missed opportunity there. If I worked for Optima, I would change my last name to Prime. Just like on my business cards, I'm Optima Prime.
Yeah.
The Prime Optima. Let's see. I think So we'll come back to you guys, but going back to what Matt just touched on about the ability to walk up and talk to these people, even the ones we had, either the ones we had scheduled or not. To me, that's the biggest takeaway of Sema, is that if you're in this industry, automotive in some capacity, you need to be there for the immediate access to everybody else in the industry that can help you promote your whatever, sell your whatever, attach your part to whatever. Like we had a couple conversations with people that could potentially translate into some bigger, better things for us in the future. We're not going to count any I mean,
Don't
other than
count your
Casey getting his
eggs
job offer
before
from
they
Nismo,
hatch.
right? Casey's got to move to Tennessee here in a minute because I think it's the last time he's going to be on the show because he's too big for us now
Yeah,
working
he's
for
big
Nismo.
time.
I could chime in at like midnight
But
online.
But I mean, those conversations would not have happened from here, right? Being there, we ran into people that we've interviewed in the past. We ran into people that we know and respect in the industry or in the creator space that we had the chance to just chat with. And those kinds of interactions and conversations and opportunities, those open doors don't happen here in Eastvale, California. It's happening there because that's where everybody's at. So
You might have those same conversations here in Eastvale or whatever, but it's not the same chemistry as when you say, "Hey, remember me?" Like we shook hands and spoke eye to eye.
Yeah, but
not only that, but creating the opportunity itself.
Hey, do you
happens
remember
being
me
there.
and how cool I looked with my jersey on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was impressed.
So that was the big takeaway for me is the opportunity to connect with people that we have either been looking to connect with, even I'll say it again, the Off-Road Motorsports Youth Foundation. Like that is something that I just, what's that about? Having one conversation with them, I was really intrigued and I want to do more with them. There was a media company. Last conversation of the day, we made our way over to a media company to have a conversation with them to see if there's a way to collaborate there. Why
didn't we go there the first time we were going to go?
They were busy. It was too busy at the booth. Those opportunities only happen if you're there at the show. And one thing about the guys is if any one of us says, "Hey, let's go talk to that person," I want to find out. We all go, "All right, let's go," and we just kind of in our badass jerseys just all kind of swarmed over there and went, "Hey, this is who we are. This is what we're doing. Grab a mic, let's talk." And like the Hitch Hotel, like you guys were already you guys were already engaged with the Hitch Hotel guy by the time I had turned around. I don't know where I was, and you're like, "Get the mic, we're doing an interview." All right, cool, let's do it.
Gil was one of the highlights.
Gil was awesome.
Gil
was
salesman
awesome.
to the T,
Yes,
dude.
Gil-
He's born to sell.
Yeah, I feel like had Gil met up with us at the cool Irish pub, there would have been all kinds of stories to tell the next day.
He could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. That's for sure.
It's
He can
that
sell
is something that Dad
ice
used to
to
say.
an Eskimo.
No, that's from Tommy Boy.
Is it? I was gonna say it sounds like something. Dad
I mean,
would say.
I can get a good look at a.
No, wait, it's got to be your
It's
bull.
gonna be your butcher.
Oh shit! That's what needs to be. That's what needs to be on here instead of the dump. It needs to be Tommy Boy quotes. So I'm really hoping that after a handful of these conversations that we had with people there translate to additional interviews down the road, guest opportunities, collaboration opportunities, things that we can do to connect with more of the industry, and I think it's I don't know. I mean, I'm in awe at the fact that four yuckleheads can walk up with a backpack and microphones and go, "Hey, let's have a conversation about stuff," right? So Jose, overall, what's your final take?
Yeah, I said it. Just sensory overload, man. Just like Matt was saying, like you see one amazing car, but every car there is amazing, or every product there you're like, holy shit, this is a cool idea. By end of day one and then going into 2 and 3, it's like, yeah, you're just so numb to it because everything around you is amazing, not just the one thing you see, and you even get to appreciate it because you're looking, you'll stop and appreciate the one car, but then you look down the row and there's just all this other stuff you got to look at. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just total sensory overload. Outside too, like. They had those Mustangs like drifting all day, and then they had like a burnout contest.
Non-stop. There's just rubber burning outside of the...
It's a perpetual car accident all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
literally
awesome,
all day long. There's not a moment where tires are not being spun and smoked. Right outside, right outside
smoking rubber all day.
Oh my God!
There's just these amazing absurd builds of cars that you never even wouldn't think of doing. It's there, man. It's pretty awesome.
Casey, final thoughts on SEMA?
On Friday, my boss asked me what was the best part about SEMA, and I looked him dead in the eye
Not being here.
at a Jeep shop and said, "The 2022 Nissan Frontier." And they kind of chuckled, and I just kept a straight face staring at them. Why is that funny? It was the best truck there, you know. I was excited to see that. I mean, you could get lost in a sea of Broncos or Gladiators or Jeeps, and nothing against any of those rigs, but I don't know. It's, hey, that one looks like that one. Even Ian from Big Tired Garage did I don't know if you see it, but he's on the phone with his buddy. Hey, I'm by the red Bronco, and then he's at a different red. This red Bronco? No, not that red Bronco. And then he's at another one. Oh, this red Bronco, and they're kind of a bag on all the Broncos. You know, it's like
I think that was to be expected, though.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to see stuff. Yeah, it's to be expected. It's exactly what I expected, but you want to see those things that are different from all the Jeeps and Gladiators and Broncos and things like that. But it was super cool, man. I think it was better than the last time I went.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And so segue alert. Jose, what did you think of the 2020 Nissan Frontier?
Yeah, that one stood out to me amongst the rest as well. It left me with a big impression when I left.
What kind of impression, Jose?
So then what happened?
Enough to where I ended up buying one on Sunday.
Oh, son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. I pulled into the
Oh
parking
my
lot at
God.
work today. So I pulled into the parking lot at work today, and as I'm pulling in, I'm like, oh, that's a nice red, and it's parked right where Jose's shitty white Land Cruiser usually is. And that's a really nice, that motherfucker. What the hell?
Oh my fucking God.
2022 Nissan Frontier.
A red Nissan
Pro
Frontier.
4X?
No, it's a base model 4x4.
The trifecta is complete. Red, white, and blue, baby.
It's red though. It's the
It's
Trident.
bright red, dude. Bright red.
Oh yes.
It is. Ronald McDonald knows red.
yeah, it's
It
a
is-
clown shoe red.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for you, dude.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We-
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
We talked about it the other day. I mean, last week when we saw it, like just
I still have the cruiser lead. Don't worry.
yeah, how impressed I was with the Frontier as an entire package. I felt like standing next to the Frontier, not the built up one, just the one that went the Rebel in mostly stock form.
That one, dude. That one was my biggest. That one left the biggest impression on me at SEMA. Was that team
Wild Grace.
Wild Grace, the Nismo Frontier.
Yeah,
The whole livery it had on it, dude. It just looked so awesome.
I was so everything we've seen of the Frontier, you know, you see it online or the videos, and you're like, oh, that looks like a cool truck. That looks like a cool truck. And then, you know, I've seen a couple drive by randomly here and there.
Yeah.
Getting to walk up and
I hadn't seen one till SEMA.
getting to
Nope,
walk
that was
up,
my first time.
looking at one, being able to look inside the cab and the way it's all put together. It was more impressive than I expected it to be. It was really, really nice. And
It has a very not like pronounced presence, but like the way the truck is,
Yes.
it's like very it's like aggressive looking.
it is.
Mhm.
It is. It
So-
is. And
That thing looks so good.
I was super impressed. I'm very, very excited for Jose. The thing that disappoints me is that he said he's not going to wheel it for a while because he still has the Land Cruiser to wheel.
Yeah, right.
And I figured we just need to break the Land Cruisers. We need to find a way to break the Land Cruiser, or they need to run out of parts. Lee from Solve Function needs to stop making parts for the Land Cruiser, so he has to wheel the Frontier.
Yeah, Frontier Chasers. That's the new name of the podcast.
Yeah. We're gonna have to reach out to Dave and see if we can borrow the Nissan Nation name. See if I can transfer the domain name over, have it redirect to us.
I was bummed that was the only one there.
Those are the
I
only
wanted to
two
see it.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
But
there
or
had
the
to
only
be
two,
more.
right?
There had to be a couple more because I saw online a couple that were there someplace, and
Okay.
somehow we missed them. The only two that we saw were in the Nissan
Yeah.
booth, and we talked to Carl from Nismo about them. But I did not see any in any other booth, which
Yeah,
really surprised me. And I didn't see any outside.
I mean, we only went to 2 of the buildings.
No,
3. We went to 3.
Yeah,
We went to 3 halls.
yeah, we did
West,
South.
north, and south.
Oh yeah.
we walked through the central hall as well. We did
Or
all
central,
4
yeah.
halls.
Oh, okay.
The only thing we didn't do is South Hall lower,
Upper.
or I'm sorry,
Or
South Hall upper.
Yeah.
But Susan.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
No, Susan, stop. Susan is now saying, "Hear me out. Blue Thunder, White Lightning, and Red Rain."
Red Rain.
I don't think Red Rain has the meaning that you want it to have, Susan. I think that's a horrible idea for that to be called Red Rain.
Red Rocket. Red Rocket.
Yeah, it's a Red Rocket. Yeah.
Have you ever seen that South Park
Red
episode?
Rocket. Red Rocket.
Oh my goodness.
But I can just imagine
Yes,
what they're referring
Red
to.
Rocket. So really surprising that there wasn't more.
Yeah.
I think that in
Yeah, that was an opportunity.
The red mist
Oh yeah, Red Mist.
from
the
Kick-Ass.
Red Splatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it was a missed opportunity, Jose. That I think that a lot of organizations could have stood out a little bit more. Jose's lipstick. Oh, this is going to be great. Jose's fun red ride.
I dropped a picture today on Instagram with
and
a very
yes.
there was only one person that picked up on the
Yeah.
I saw it. I just let it go.
Easter egg there, but
I took a picture of the truck in the parking lot at work, and I was gonna post it before I even walked into the office, and I thought, nah, probably not. I do think that there's a lot of organizations that use the Bronco to show their wares, and it from a business perspective, that's where the market's going to be. I get that. Trust me.
Yeah, everybody goes, look, everyone else is going to have a Bronco. So if we don't have a Bronco,
Yes.
yeah.
then we're not. And everybody said that same exact thing. So then you just ended up with 100,000 Broncos.
Yeah, and they, I mean, look, they were all beautiful. They all looked great. I was really impressed with all of them.
Red Rum's a good name for it.
I do agree.
Red rum.
And speaking of rum, we got to talk about mountain balls.
No, we don't.
I think an organization that other organizations could have used that Nissan to set themselves apart a little bit.
Yeah.
The downside may have been, or the problem may have been that they didn't have one early enough to do any R&D to make anything.
I don't know, man. The Bronco has been a shit show of a release, and
Yeah, true.
everyone had one there,
Yeah,
dude.
true. Yeah. So the mountain balls. So we've talked about Mountain Morgan in the past, about how I don't drink, but if you pour some Captain Morgan into a Diet Mountain Dew, I enjoy that drink. I had a bunch of Diet Mountain Dew, and I had a bunch of the 50 milliliter Fireball whiskey bottles.
It's not whiskey.
It's sugar,
it's cinnamon whiskey.
alcohol, sugar.
Anyways, you put one of those 50 milliliter bottles of Fireball into the Diet Mountain Dew. Mountain balls, super good. Casey, come on, you tried it.
Yeah, it was all right. I don't know if I want to call it mountain balls. I said Fire Mountain.
No,
That's way cooler.
That sounds too cool. Yeah, mountain ball. It's a dorky ass drink. You got to call it. You can't call it.
You never call something
No bullshit.
Fire Mountain.
what it is if it
shit,
sucks.
Give me a Fire Mountain. What's that? Diet Mountain Dew with mountain. It's a little bit of Fireball. You're gonna sound like mountain
Well,
balls.
you yell the Fire Mountain part, and then you go, it's Diet Mountain Dew and Fireball. And they go, okay, one Fire Mountain coming up. And then
Pussy.
there's like, hey, don't fuck with the guy over here. He's drinking fucking mountains on a fire.
I like mountain balls.
What are they out of Midori sours?
I haven't had one of those in a long time. So that was I had multiple mountain balls in Vegas while we were there, and then I proceeded to have a handful more when we got home. Saturday night I was in the spa.
Where did you get these fucking fireballs from?
So we were at the grocery store because we had some people over for Halloween, and we were going to buy a big thing of Fireball to make the apple pie apples. You know what I mean? So Tammy bought all the ingredients, and I'm standing in line, and I see a cardboard display, and it's like trick or treating for adults, and it's got the Fireball logo and fire, and it was a bag of these little 50 milliliter Fireballs. I'm like, yeah, this is way easier than one big bottle. And since we had a bunch left over from Halloween, I just took them with me.
I see.
So I think that's my new thing is Mountain Balls. No, nobody wants to partake in Mountain Balls.
No, and every time you say apple pie apple, it just makes me like cringe. Like, dude, just don't call it something else. Call it your special drink.
Especially
because
every time he says it, all I think about is that fermented one that he had.
Did you try that one?
Disgusting.
I smelled it. You were like, "Hey, does this
man.
smell? You think this is bad?" And I smelled it, and I was like, "Good God!"
Yeah, I love it.
Like, oh, yeasty.
Tim says that should be the name of Jose's new truck is Mountain Balls. I'm gonna get him my license plate that says "Follow my Mountain Balls." So
Fireball. That's too on the nose, right?
it is kind of on the nose. Fiery balls. I don't know. So it's red. It's got gray interior. Is it gray
It's
or
like a
black?
dark gray,
Yeah, charcoal?
almost black.
Charcoal.
Yeah, really.
It's a base model, guys. Like real. It's
But you know what
base
though? You
with
say,
Like roll up Windows base.
no.
no.
Oh.
And Nissan doesn't do that.
Yeah,
Just Jeep.
Yeah.
It's a Nissan. Yeah, it's just a base ass Frontier with 4x4.
But sitting in
Okay.
it, it's extremely comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
The layout and the placement of everything on the dashboard, I thought was great.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's not a Pro 4X. It was just out of my price range. But this one is, I don't feel like I'm losing, like by not getting the Pro 4X. Like I still have Apple CarPlay. I still have, like all. What I really don't have is just like some of those driving modes.
Which doesn't really matter.
Which doesn't
we've
matter.
talked about that with
Yeah.
mine. I rarely
Yeah.
use them for anything.
I don't have
Me and Matt don't have driving modes.
Yeah, I don't have the.
Yeah, you do.
Haul ass
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
Crazy-
Well, okay. That's
Crazy
an internal
and in
mode.
traffic.
I don't have
That's a me and Matt mode. Not
Right.
that's not a truck mode.
I don't have the Bilstein shocks, but those were gonna get switched
Replaced
out anyways. And I don't have the skid plates, but there's aftermarket for that.
Yep.
And I don't have a rear locker, and there's already aftermarket for that.
Yeah.
ARB has a rear locker for it.
And
But
we're putting a kit on Casey's truck here in the next couple weekends. I'm going to assume that the chassis
It's the same.
and the suspension kit for Casey's Gen 2 Frontier would work on your Gen 3. Matter of fact, now that I'm
Want
thinking
to buy
about
some
it,
coilovers?
I think Casey should donate. I think Casey should donate your suspension instead of putting it on the clapped out second gen. Put it on your new truck. But
No.
you know that's between the
upper
two.
arms and coilovers.
Yeah,
you can have them, Jose.
upper arms and coilovers.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to some of our partners here, see what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool. I mean, it's a really good looking truck. I'm really excited for you. I think.
So what do you got? Like 20 miles on it by now, or what?
Nah, dude, I've
4,000.
probably a little bit close to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Have you farted
like-
in it yet?
Oh, dude, that was like on the way home
I
from.
did when I sat down.
That was on the way home from the dealership
To make sure
and
it's
my
yours?
wife's like, "What the fuck? Like, what do you mean? I just broke it in? Like, it's
mine
It's
now.
mine
Mine
now.
it smelled too new.
Yeah.
So the intent is to continue wheeling the cruiser for a while.
Yeah. Until build
Even if we do like the Mojave Trail, which is coming up in like what 6 months maybe or something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So let's say you would do it. You would take it on that maybe or no?
probably if it's built up enough by then.
You don't think you could run it stock?
Probably.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I know you can, but
But
Well, I think the next big trip is going to be Hammers at the end of January.
But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what the aftermarket, because I feel like it's gonna have a solid run this time around, because it's the next frontier, right? And there's such a strong cult following with even still with the Xterra. I mean, Nismo's making Xterra bumpers.
Nismo is making. I mean, Nismo, based on last week's conversation, you can hear they're recognizing the need for this, and they're making a push, and that's exciting, man. That's really, really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get any of those Nismo parts on my truck, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
oh man,
Because we didn't go into much detail about it, but the wheels that they
wheels they
designed
have are
look
awesome, dude.
really nice, really clean.
Are they still 16s, Jose, or 17s?
No, mine are 16s.
That's a mine are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just because you're on the stock tires right now. I mean, you can choose
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Matt's on 17s.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The it's funny we talked to both Nismo and Quadratec that Quadratec's now releasing the Lynx line of wheels. They're going into one of the halls, Central Hall, I think. We were like, seriously, how many different wheel manufacturers could there possibly be?
A ton.
It was
Oh my God.
It was a billion. Like, the last thing we need is another set of wheels. But then you look at those Nismo wheels and those Lynx wheels, and you're like, those are really cool, man. Like, I've never seen those before. So clearly there's still room to grow in the wheel market and designs. One of the things that the Lynx line had for the Quadratec was the super old school Jeep looking 5-star mag rims, powder coated in different colors.
Yeah.
I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I at one point during the week, I thought there's no need for any more wheels in the world at all. And then within 24 hours, I was like, those are cool wheels. I want to see those. I was like, you know what I mean? It was funny to see the difference. There was a lot of tire manufacturers, like tire manufacturers with names that I'd never heard of before. And I don't know if those are established brands that have been around a while. We just never heard of them, or if they're new up and coming brands. We really didn't get the chance to talk to anybody in the tire game. That tire and wheel hall, we just kind of did a lap in. We didn't really do much.
There was a lot of, I think, pretty big players that weren't there.
Yeah, that's it. We talked about that too. There were some big names that you didn't see, and if they were there, we didn't see them.
I know the big name we kept bringing up was Fox, like Fox Shock. Were they not there? I know.
I did not see a big display, and I would expect a big display from them, as big as King's at least.
King and Icon were there, but I did not. We didn't. I mean, I didn't see Fox. I mean,
I didn't.
We saw Han
There-
from Fast and
yeah.
Furious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, real.
even Radflow had a
Rad
big spot.
Radflow with their dangling shock display.
Yeah, they had
that I insulted them back a couple of years ago.
Fox
They're
was
still
not there.
running that out there.
Fox was not there at all. Like they're not,
six lugs on each wheel.
So yeah, it was interesting to see some of the players that weren't there and why. I do know that there were several companies that dropped out last minute. Part of that was not knowing what restrictions there were going to be, and the world being still kind of in the transition period. But it seemed like everybody they were trying to have everybody with masks on. But I was really impressed to see,
Not me and Jose.
Yeah, I know. I was really impressed to see that many people just out, like, we're doing this. It's SEMA, and we're making this happen, and it was great.
Well, dude, if you had any concern about catching COVID, that's not the place you want to be in.
Last
the
place
first
to
place.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
We didn't even run into Paul.
didn't even see Paul.
No.
We were there. We did see the guys from Icon.
Yeah, they got an award for their shock,
EDC.
CEDV.
The electronic version of
Yeah.
their shock.
Yes.
CB40.
Yes.
Yeah, CB40.
We talked to the guys from. We got to connect with the guys from Iron Man. We got to connect.
Milwaukee.
From Milwaukee. Actually, Wayne.
That's an inside thing.
Yes, that was one takeaway from the weekend. I will tell you is that we watch too many goddamn movies, and none of us are afraid to quote random movies at any given moment.
And then we're shocked if you haven't seen that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Well, I do it at work all the time. I'll make like references to movies, and to the girls on my team, they'll look at me like I'm an idiot because they're 15 years younger than I am, and they're like
usually referring like a silent black and white movie.
they're like, no, we've never heard of that movie. And I'm like, God damn it!
Have you guys seen this talkie from back in my day? It's even in color. It's colorified.
Hey guys, have you seen that really old movie where that one guy flies the spaceship around those big walking things in the snow?
F you, Spider-Man.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, and my movie references are usually kids. I'm telling you, My Little Pony: Next Generation is still great. We watched it again the other night.
Next Generation.
Yeah, totally new generation. Vanessa Hudgens is the main character. Great show.
Terrific.
I lose my number.
So the remainder of this show will be the clip together interviews. So going back to the interviews from last week, again going back to our remote pack, because the sound quality was good. Like, we're able to get those interviews out right away. It's not taking multiple days to.
Yeah, no bullshit. I think Cody clipped the first episode in the hotel room.
In the hotel, on my laptop, sitting on
Like
the bed
bullshitting.
after I woke up.
It was
from
like
my
an
nap.
hour.
Yeah.
Maybe, like 45 minutes.
After I woke up from a nap, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to clip the front, clip the back, throw it out there. I did very little editing, and it was able to come out. I'm super happy with the sound quality. I've tested the day 3 interviews. They all sound great. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with this. I'll take the conversation we're having right now, and then at the end of this, I'll clip on the other interviews. And
we also did a better job of establishing that baseline before we we had talked about.
Yeah.
Because on day 1, we were kind of just rushing into the interview.
Yeah.
And then by day 3, we're kind of like, all right, let's have a baseline, that way you can set your parameters, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that backpack will never get used again for anything other than this. Like, I'm not taking that apart. I had to take it apart to get one of these cables. So I'm gonna order one of the longer cables. But
and we refined the pack. Day 1, we had 2 short cables, 2 long ones, but they needed all to be the long cables because it was a little awkward.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't use that like at the next expo?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
Off-Road Expo?
That's what that backpack is from now on. That backpack will always have those cables, the pod track, everything clipped together. Those microphones were a freaking hit, dude. Like I'd said before, I was stressing about. I didn't want to take these microphones in the studio are not cheap, and I didn't want to carry those around Sema for 4 days. So I was like, I'm gonna take a chance on these $15 microphones, and you can't tell the quality difference. I mean, I think they were great.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some sort of notable difference somewhere, right? But for the most part, I think you can't beat that setup, man.
No, I'm super happy with it, and I think for any of our remote recordings, even for, to be honest, even for like, how many times have we tried to set up and do a recording at one of the trips, at Mojave, at Kessel Run, or whatever, and we're like, oh, pain in the ass. Put the backpack on, walk around the campfire. You know what I mean? I think we've got it figured out. Let's see. Anything else? I mean, I really want to dive deep into Jose's new red rum down the road, and I'm sure that there is going to be a whole segment on the build,
the Red Rocket,
the build intentions.
We have to take it to Cleghorn like we took the Ranger.
Yeah.
Whatever we did that.
Yeah.
I don't think you ran up anything on Cleghorn.
No, it was just the fire road section we did.
Yeah, I mean, we did a little bit. I did hit that tree coming around the corner and scratch the entire side of the truck that first night, but you know.
How does it feel, Jose? That like on bumps, dips, all that stuff, it feels solid, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's super smooth. When you do, it has that truck feel. So like when you hit like a pothole, like the back kind of shimmies a little bit. But that's just a truck thing,
right?
I know that can be alleviated with a better suspension, better leaf spring pack, or different tires too. I mean, but it's just it's the landscape edition Frontier.
I wouldn't take it that far,
but it's good, man. It's quiet in there. It's comfortable. Yeah, dude, it has everything
Peppy?
I need and nothing I don't.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it's a good foundation for what you're going to do with it, and it's a long-term vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're not like me where you're looking to the next vehicle already. It's like,
no, I bought this knowing that I'm going to keep it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die in this.
I'm
truck.
gonna die.
I will be buried in my Red Rocket.
Yeah. Are you happy with what you paid for it?
Yeah. I mean, I paid. They wanted $10,000 over for market adjustment, and I'm like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not paying any of that. And I got it for MSRP, but they got me with the stupid dealer installed.
The clear coat?
Yeah, it's some bullshit. It's some super bullshit. I was
We
fighting,
sprayed the anti-fart atomizer
Yeah.
inside the cab. That's $212.
but
And we vacuumed it yesterday.
Yeah.
yeah, but they weren't budging on that. They're like, look, we already took 10 grand off the thing. I was like, you fuckers. But yeah, those were the things I wasn't expecting paying for those things, but it is what it is.
But in the grand scheme of things,
in this climate,
yeah, that's
the fact that I didn't have to pay any market adjustment, I think, was the win.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, I mean, it's a brand new car. I'm super happy.
So
I feel super.
we got to do a photo shoot now, man. We got to
Yeah.
get the red, white, and blue Frontiers lined up.
dumb.
Now Cody's all left out.
Dumb.
We're gonna wear our Nissan stuff. He's stuck wearing that blue oval shit.
Dumb.
When Jose runs you down in his stock,
Yeah,
Frontier.
stock ass Frontier.
Ain't gonna happen, dude.
you're gonna be
Yeah,
like,
man.
"Fuck it, I'm buying one."
Well, it totally takes the pressure off because I was gonna have to buy one. Like so one of us needed to have one, so
Right.
now that Jose has one, I don't have to do it. So that's my because yeah, it's I'm good. I'll wait till the next generation Ranger comes out.
Just wait till I get that red, white, and blue livery, and then you'll be like,
Oh.
"Oh, dude, all right, I gotta."
Yeah,
I gotta do it.
I already want to like put like just like you know how Cody has the back part of the bed like the trail chaser stuff.
Mhm.
I want to do like the back part of the bed like the blue and white like something Nismo. That'd be cool,
No,
man.
like, hot.
We'll come up with something.
Need to get my boss Carl from Nismo on the line and
Yeah.
Yeah.
do another
Say, Carl,
interview.
can you send over some of those stickers, those Nismo
Yep.
stickers? That's funny. Okay, well, I it's a little bit short conversation tonight because we have all those interviews to clip together, and we'll put those out this week. And we have where's my let's see what we have. We have interviews scheduled going forward. I think through the end of December, to be honest. And I was trying to connect with some other people at SEMA, and it didn't quite work out. So we have the guys from Express Rally coming on next week to talk about one of their upcoming trips. We have Tommy Harrell, who's our listener that did that long, like, Ohio through Mojave trip.
With the
I got
Jeep truck?
with the two Jeeps,
Yeah.
The two what?
The two what?
identical.
Identical.
We've got one of the vendors that we met at Off-Road Expo coming on. James Budsky Schmidt is coming on, and literally he just said, "Hey, I want to give Jose shit about his Land Cruiser," and I went,
Cool.
"Here's the link. Here you go." And then we've got we got a couple of people coming on. So yeah, we have interviews scheduled. We're trying to get a couple more in between now and the end of the year, but the good thing is we've been able to get several of the people booked.
We're back.
And
Yeah.
so it's
We're doing it.
Well, now here's the thing. Now that he has a truck, we have nothing else to talk about. We got to get other people on the show so
That's
we can
like
have
6
content.
months of conversation.
6 months of
Oh,
conversation
man.
down the drain.
Jose, have you already bought your Titan swap parts yet?
No, I was looking.
yeah.
Looking.
So we will we'll be doing more interviews and more conversations, and I really appreciate the opportunity to go do SEMA and to do it with you guys. It was
It was a great trip, dude.
Epic trip.
It was amazing.
The more I think about it, the more I realize how much fun we had and what a good time we had.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, so Friday morning I was ready to go. Like, man, I'm tired. I want to go home. I got a couple days off. I'm just gonna kick it. But then I ended up going. My brother got married on Saturday, so that was like I couldn't just sit around.
You went?
Yes, I did. But anyhow, like thinking back and looking at people like post stuff on the gram from SEMA, like, oh, dude, I remember seeing that truck. Oh man, I was right there. especially like LG ECTS and their
Yeah.
vehicles. And it really was. It was a blast.
Yeah. So we will. We are gonna make plans for next year. We already have to put that on the calendar. Put your vacation time in for already. And
Did we? As far as our winter expedition exploits and plans, are we discussing that and what we've kind of discussed internally?
we can
We can touch on it.
Share,
shed some light on it.
So
People are gonna that we were supposed to put everything in motion now.
Yes.
Now that SEMA is done.
Now that SEMA's over. But there's no possible way we're going to pull off a winter expedition between now and the end of the year. Just looking at all of our personal schedules, work, the things I have on my calendar just for normal stuff, impossible. It's just, and it would be a disservice to try to do so because I don't think it would come out good. So,
Yeah, it'd be rushed for sure.
So we're going to push Winter Expedition into the next year. And with that, we thought we're already going to be at Hammers. Why not just combine the two? We were always going to take time off to do Hammers. We're going to go out in Johnson Valley. It's something we plan on doing every year. So the current plan is to combine Winter Expedition with Hammers and find a way to, the way we did it with the Icon trip a couple years ago was we camped 20 minutes away from Hammertown, and we had our own, we'll call it private camp area. That
was Icon's camp.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing saying that we can't do the same. Like, it's just
no,
desert.
I'm just saying, like we'll go out and pre-run it and find a good spot to camp.
We'll have
at.
to have because we won't know where the race
race
is,
course.
so we'll have to kind of
wait.
have multiple spots. Or we
Yeah.
just go out there, do an overnighter, right?
Yeah.
We won't be able to put up a fence. That's like the only thing.
Yeah,
there's
whatever.
Nothing that says you can't gather somewhere, but you just can't
Yeah.
put up a fence.
Well, and we know we know which side of the road the race is going to be on, right? So if we went to the other side of the road and staked up, we'd be in a good spot. There's spots on the other side there. So
Yeah, but I think our goal is like we may not be in Hammertown
Up on that
directly,
ridge line that
But
that'd be really
yeah.
cool.
but we can still do runs and weave in and out of Hammers if we want to.
yes, and
And if anybody wants to go to Hammertown, like it'll be right there. Like you don't have to stick with our itinerary if you don't want to for that given day or whatever.
we would just say we're going to camp at this
Yeah.
specific
Yeah,
location,
we'll be here.
and yep.
This time is the raffle. This time is
Yeah.
whatever, the bonfire or
And
whatever.
that when we were there with Icon that year, everybody was like, "Hey, I'm going to go that direction," and we all just kind of followed. And so I think that there's an opportunity to do some pre-scouting and pick a spot, and then we'll go from there. So, but that's our intent.
Yeah,
Looking
sorry
at-
guys, we kind of shit the bed on not shit
I
the
don't
bed.
think it wasn't shit the bed. It just realistically,
Yeah, it just
there's just not enough time. It's the holidays for one.
Mhm.
I don't think the way it was working out, it was like, oh wow, we're just gonna ditch. What was it, like New Year's or something? I don't know.
because even the location itself was kind of okay, I guess. Like it's close to home. Like
Yeah,
we're trying to make it work with our like family life too, right? For New Year's and stuff.
yeah, and for me, like Halloween starts the crazy time for me. It's Halloween, Presley's birthday, Thanksgiving, my wedding anniversary, Christmas, New Year's, right? It's
Your
all that
birthday.
stuff all that stuff packed into 2 months, and then trying to carve out 4 days to be off the grid. And end of the year, at work, it's going to be. I'm going to have the last 2 weeks of the year in between Christmas and New Year's, financials and wrap ups and all that stuff. So, it's just
Looking at a calendar, my thought was that we would go out like Wednesday night, like we did last year, which is the 2nd. Are you talking about?
Yeah. So what? Let's see. I have it on the calendar. What day is Hammers? Hammers is
Should be-
January
Well, it goes
27th.
for like
Closes February 5th. That's what Lee put on there, but
Yeah,
Hammertown
so that-
opens January 27th and closes February 5th.
yeah.
If we went Wednesday, like after work, or first thing Thursday morning,
I'd say
Like we
probably
definitely have to get there early to
yeah.
find a spot.
I would say Wednesday. We go out Wednesday afternoon, take Thursday, Friday off. The final race is on Saturday. Come home on Sunday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, or even like you said, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Come home Sunday. But yeah, it's end of January, beginning of February.
But we still plan on limiting to 15 vehicles. Right? We're not going to go big again. When I think about the trails we could run, I guess kind of weaving in and out of the course, right? I mean, we'd either have to. I'd have to look at previous races and kind of go, okay, well, they're not going out here, and then we know we can go 4-wheel that way.
Yeah, because I don't want to cut in and out of the race course because that's just too much liability there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I think sorry we said one date, but we're changing it. But I think it just works out better. I mean, it works out better for all of us and logistically to switch it up. And
well, then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that since we're going to do Hammers anyways, we just decided to blend the two and try it out. We've never done this before.
You get the best of both worlds. Yeah. As far as the winter expedition last year where we parked into one spot, we didn't have to keep packing and unpacking. It was just, okay, here's where we are, and we're still going to be able to wheel, and there's going to be a bitchin' race and an awesome, awesome Hammertown,
And you have options. If you don't want to go do the trail that we have planned for that day, then you can go to Hammertown or just stay there and watch the race, or whatever you guys want. Like, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our plan.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Don't come if you don't want.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Actually,
I get paid either way. You show up or you don't show up. I don't even get
when
paid.
do you get paid? How are you getting paid? What is this pay bullshit?
Maybe it's just a meetup, and then if you want, we'll make some shirts, but if we do a full on thing, then I feel obligated to like have a route to go wheel to follow. Maybe it's just right.
my thought is if we're gonna do it, we still do the
MEAT.
Yeah, we still do the full, shirts and hats with registration, stickers, that kind of thing, and we pick a trail run on Thursday and a trail run on Friday, and Saturday's a free day to go watch the race or whatever, and it can be, I still think that there's an opportunity there to make it a group event.
Yeah.
Well, there's races on Thursday and there's races on Friday too.
Yeah.
I still think it should be a TCX.
Yeah, for sure.
Branded.
And some of the, like, depending on where we camp, to get to camp, from camp to back door or one of those obstacles, that in itself could be a 15-mile off-road trip just to get there, right? So remember we went, it was back door where they had that big tent with the hot dog stand and the TVs and the whole thing. I mean,
hot dogs.
It took
free
us
wieners.
It took us an hour
at back door.
Yeah.
And they had hot dogs.
It took us an hour to wheel the back door to get free wieners.
Like a free wiener at back door. Oh, can't beat that. Delicious.
I think the free wieners at back door is
you guys aren't even trying at that point. There's no innuendo at all.
There's no need. There's no need for one.
I don't name that.
I didn't name it back door. They could have named it Rocky Hill, but no. They called that shit back door.
They could have named it Butthole.
I'm not the one staring at me.
Oh crap. Okay, well that's the deal with Winter Expedition, and yeah, for those that for those that were, dude, how about you give us a chance to get through this first? Shit, we just got back, but I don't know when the pre-run is. We're gonna have to do it for sure. Why don't you go pick a spot?
I need to put something on my truck first.
Yeah, we got to figure out when that's going to happen too.
I'm surped you haven't started already, Casey.
Yeah,
I
expected Casey.
Yeah,
I honestly expected Casey.
Like, fuck it.
Monday to be like, I'm going to get off work, I'm going to install a lift kit, and then I'm going to drive to Vegas.
Yeah.
No, I did. I was hoping I would have it on before that drive just to kind of break it in,
Yeah. Well.
But with what we have to do with the install and things like that, it needs to be all at once thing.
Let's do it November 20th. I'm looking at the calendar. There's nothing on the calendar.
I don't have anything going on that day.
Nothing going on that day. So
Nope, I
looks
checked
like,
earlier. I'm free all day and all night.
Day the 20th, November 20th. Nothing to do. Free day for us. November 20th. That's what we're gonna do. Matt's not catching on to the date of November 20th, and I don't think Mark is listening. So
I was gonna say that date sounds familiar.
There's something going on that
Casey's
day.
install date.
Yeah,
we got to get a hold of Lukey.
Yeah. All right. Well, the he says Abby is looking at me sternly. Look, Abby, we'll start the install really early, like it's at 7:00. We should be done.
Yeah.
It should only take like 2 hours.
It should only take us a couple hours. I'm sure we could get Mark. Why don't you come over on the 20th to help so that we can get it done?
It'll make it go faster.
Yes, more people, more. Yeah, that's funny. All right. Well, we're gonna keep listening for the rest of the interviews here. We're gonna clip that together with the day 3 interviews from Sema. Thank you to everybody that took the time to talk to us and deal with our shenanigans. We appreciate it. And to the 3 of you guys, dude, excellent weekend. Excellent week. So happy with the way things turned out. Looking forward to the next one. And let's get some lifting tires under Jose's truck and a lift on Casey's truck, and let's start bombing some stuff. So here's what I think is going to happen. Casey's going to get that lift and go mob, and Jose's going to be sitting in the back of the trail with his Land Cruiser, and he's going to be like, "This is bullshit. I'm not doing it anymore. This is bullshit."
Yeah, with like his speaker and no AC.
Yeah.
Here I am at the back of the pack, and I'm one step away, just a couple maneuvers away from leading the pack.
Yes.
That's going to be the incentive.
Yeah, it'll only take a couple trips for him to get pissed off.
Fuck this.
Exactly.
So the Land Cruiser's for sale.
Oh yeah. And Mark's saying, what about your truck? We could do your install on the 20th. I'm just saying we have a free day that day. We could do it on the 20th.
We'll have all our tools out.
There's literally nothing going on, Mark.
And we're still working on. I didn't get we hunted down Paul at Sema, and I expected to have a conversation with him, and we didn't get the chance to do that. So Mark will try to follow up and get you an early present. All right, everybody, thank you so much for chiming in. Everybody in the chat room, you guys always make it fun.
Thank you for all the kind words, everybody.
Thank you for hanging out, and congratulations, Jose. And we'll talk to everybody next week.